Hello everybody, this is your boy the Almighty Green Titan bringing you a video today. And please, never mind what you see on my head because this video is for today, or actually yesterday, because it's 12 o'clock, it's 12:18 midnight my time, probably 1 o'clock or 11 o'clock some of y'all time, depending when you're viewing the video from. But right now it's the next day, which is Monday, early Monday morning. After this video is complete, I will be going to bed. So without any further ado, this video is sponsored by me. But anyway, the Eagles won the football game, y'all. This is actually week. Let me see. 19, 11. This is actually week 12, I believe, or week 11. But I'm going with week 12. The Eagles won this game, y'all, in grand fashion, 37-20. I think that's the game, I believe. That's the game. The Eagles won by 17 points. Garbage time. They let the Rams score on garbage time, which in my opinion should never have happened, but it happened anyway. But anyway, so before I begin, don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe to this video. Please comment and let me know what you think about tonight's game and what I'm about to speak about. These are statistics that I'm about to speak to you guys, and I'm gonna get into the Saquon record-breaking game. I'm gonna break that down also. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Jalen Hurts, it's 15 or 22 for 179 yards. He has an 8.1 per average, one touchdown, and his record, it was 108, another 108.0 rating for our quarterback. Despite the one touchdown, he could have thrown more touchdowns than that, but he threw for one. But he kept the minimum of his turnovers. Once again, he did a turnover in last week's game against the Cowboys, but this one here though, it's a different ball game. No, it was a ball before. No, I'm sorry, it wasn't the Cowboys. It was the Washington Commanders. We played the Commanders last week. I'm sorry. He threw that one interception against the Commanders. But anyway, let's get further ado. Saquon Barkley, 26 touches for 255 yards. That's the most. I'm going to talk about that later on in the video. 9.8 average, 72 was the long, and 2 touchdowns. Hurts had 12 for 39, 3.3 average, 11 was the long, no score, and Gainwell, 5 carries for 22 yards, 4.4 average, 13 was the long, and he got his first career touchdown, his first touchdown of the season, despite Saquon getting all the media attention. He has had his first career rushing game of the season, which is good for him. And then Pickett was 2 for -2, 1 point. I didn't even see Pickett out there. They must have put him in later on in garbage time running like the maybe the 2-minute warning, someone else that they put him in there, but he rushed for -1, so different story. But anyway, receiving, AJ Brown, 6 catches, 109 yards, 18.2 average, 28 for the long, 1 touchdown. He caught on the 1 long touchdown in the receiving department. Barkley had 4 carries, 4 reception for 47 yards, 11.8 average, 31 with the long, no score. That got it. 4 touches, 19 yards, 4.8 average, 7 with the long, 1 no score. And Dawson was 1 for 4, 4.0, 4 no score. I'd be glad when he gets a touchdown this season as well. But he might get his touchdown latter parts of the season. We'll see what happens there. Here we go. The defense. Kobe Dean. Okay, this could be tackles, assist tackles, sacks, interceptions, and 4 fumbles, and going in that order. He had 8, 3, 1 sack, 0. Cooper DeJean, 6, 2, 0. Mitchell, 5, 1, 0. Quinn Mitchell. CJ Gardner Johnson, 5-1, 0-0, 1 forced fumble. Isaiah Rogers, who came in when Stephen got hurt, he had 4-1, 0-0, 1 forced fumble. Zach Bond with 3-1, 0-0-0. Blankenship 3-0, 0-0-0. Darius Slay 3-1 before his injury, 1-0-0-0. I'm sorry, yeah, 0-0 because he had one assist. Trotter came into garbage time 2-1, 0-0-0. Moro Dramo 2-1, 0-0-0. Brandon Graham 2-0, 1 sack, 0-0. I'm gonna think about Brandon Graham later in the video. Josh Wett with 2-0, 1 sack, 0-0. Milton Williams with 2-0, 2 sacks, 0-0. So the Eagles have had a total of 4 sacks in this game so far. Maddox came into garbage time 1-0-0. Burks 1-0-0. And Carter, number 98, 1-0-0, 1 forced fumble. Alright. No kick returns. Brandon Covey had 1 return for 8 yards, 8.0, 8 long, no score. And kicking, Elliott back, 3 for 3, 26.0 with the average, 31 with the long, 1 no blocks, 4 for 4 on the extra points. And punting, man, 1 for 54 yards, 54.0, 54 with the long, no touchbacks, none inside the 20. Okay, now, since I give you guys the statistics on that, I'm gonna go and get with the Rams statistics, and then I'm gonna come on back to Saquon Barkley. All right, Matthew Stafford had a pretty good game against the Eagles defense. He 24 for 36, 24 3 yards, 6.8 with the average 2 scores, 104.0. I wish they had picked him up. They had many times to pick him up. They should have picked him up at least once, and they score and the rating would be nowhere near close to 100. Williams with 10. This will be rushing. Williams with 16 carries for 72 yards, 4.5 with the average, 27 with the long, 1 touchdown. Stafford with 1 for 15. That's the only one. That's the only run he ran. The beginning of the first quarter. That one run, they have 15 yards, and that's how they got their first points of the game. But he didn't score a touchdown. The running back had short yardage and ran in for the score. So he won for 15.0, 15.0, and Corum 1 for 5.050. Receiving, Nakua, damn, man, he had 9 receptions for 117 yards, 13.0, 29 with the long, no score. Cooper Kupp was 8 for 60, 7.6, 27, 1 score. Atwell was 3 for 30, 10.0, 12 with the long, no score. Robinson was 2 for 18, 7.5, 13 with the long, 1 score. Those are only 2 touchdowns that he threw. Johnson was 1 for 11, 11.0, 11-0. Parkinson was 1 for 10, 10.0, 10-0. Defense. The Rising Boom, whatever his name was, he had 12-5-0-0-0. Verse was 1 with 7-3-0-0-0. Curl was 7-4-0-0-0. Brights, whatever his name is, 7-3-0-0-0. Hotch was 6-4-0-0-0. Davis was 5-3-0-0-0. Turner was 5-1-0-0-0. Kinchins was 4-3-0-0-0. And Thick was 4-2-1 sack 0-0. Durant was 4-0-0-0-0. Lake was 4-1-0-0-0. Young was 3-1-0-0-0. Brown was 2-1-0-0-0. Williams was 2-0-0-0-0. And McCollum was 1-1-0-0-0. So the Rams only got that one long sack, and that's it. That's good when you get one sack compared to 3 or 4 sacks on your quarterback. That's impressive. Okay, kick returns. Smith with 2 for 62 yards, 31.0. The long was 32, no score. Punt return at 1 for 11 yards, 11.0, 11, no touchdowns. And Cardi was 0 for 1, negative average, 0 long, 0 block, and he had 2 for 2 IXP. And punting, this guy Evans was 4 for 59 yards, 39.8 was the average, 48 was the long, no touchback, and 1 inside the 20. All right, now back to the Philadelphia Eagles. I give you the stats on both teams. Now I'm going to give you guys my situation on Saquon Barkley. I made a video on Saquon Barkley earlier in the video, but that was the first way. I did 2 videos on Saquon Barkley when he scored the first touchdown. I think that was off 70 yards, I believe. I did one video on that one. I did another video on the second touchdown he ran, and that was the longest one he had against the Rams defense. He put 2 touchdown scores, and he had 255 yards. That is the record now that he has set. The record was once set by LaShawn McCoy. If you guys remember, in the snow game, when Chip Kelly was the coach, he ran for 217 yards in that game against the Detroit Lions back in 2014. That record stood for a long time. 2014, 2024, that's 10 years. That record is 10 years old. And it got broken tonight against the St. Louis, against the, the LA Rams. 255 yards. Then he had 47 yards off 4 touches. Off 4 receiving yards. So if you combine that, that's 300 yards of total offense running and receiving out of the backfield. That is a phenomenal record right there. Too bad he didn't get a touchdown off the receiving end, but he did get 2 touchdowns of rushing. So that is extraordinary. Now, there have been questions about Saquon Barkley getting more than 20 touches per game. They're afraid he might wear down in the game. Now, I'm hearing that if the Eagles get past Baltimore, which is next week, and then Steelers, which will be a home game, he gonna be needed in those 2 games. If he gets 80 or 90 yards rushing between both of those 2 teams, that'll put him over 100 some yards rushing between. Because Baltimore got a pretty good defense, but they ponderous against the run. So Saquon should have another 100 yard game against them. Now receiving may be a different story. In Pittsburgh, I'm not gonna pick up about Pittsburgh because that game has yet to come. But now we got to put our sole focus on Baltimore because they are our next opponent on the other road game. They ain't got a road after they take care of their injuries here. They got to go to Baltimore for the next game against them and try to win up there in Baltimore. So I can't speak against Pittsburgh, but right now I will speak against Baltimore because that's the team we have to beat. So, but anyway, man, you really cannot make this stuff up. The Eagles still ranked number 1 in this, ranked number 1 defensively. They did really well defensively. It took them a minute to catch on because the Rams started off at a fast pace in the beginning of the game in the first quarter. So that they caught them off guard. So it wouldn't surprise me none if teams mimic that, start early on the defense and try to score points early and often, because Baltimore's offense is predicated off the fast-paced offense, which means that they will get Lamar Jackson will get rid of that ball in the heartbeat to prevent him from getting hit and popping that backfield long. So the Eagles are going to play containment against him because he had to be able to break the pocket. You saw what Matthew Stafford did on that first placement scrimmage in yesterday's game. You can imagine that. You know what I'm saying? So I expect the Baltimore Ravens to come out doing pretty much the same thing in this game, and next week's game against Baltimore in Baltimore. So, but those are the statistics of this game, y'all. I mean, the Eagles win the football game in grand fashion, 37-20. We could have helped them less than that because we could have helped them because it was 37-14. If we held them under 14, kept them right at that 14, and kept them from getting into the end zone for that second score. But then they try to go for a 2-point conversion, and they missed the 2-point conversion. So they 0 for 2, 0 for 1 at the department against the Philadelphia Eagles. But man, I am thrilled that we hit another thing that you guys know. The Eagles put up this season alone. The Eagles have put up over 30 points, or should I say 28 points or more this season, which I believe is also a record because we have not put up 30 points in this magnitude since 2022 when we did go to the Super Bowl and win. The Eagles had not put up multiple 28 plus point games like this in a long while. If you go back and look at from week 1 to this game, the Eagles got about 5 or 6 games that they played this year that they put up 28 points or more per game, which is astonishing. So I think that's a record in its own right. I'm not exactly sure what the record is, but I know the Eagles did set the record in 22 for the most points scored in the regular season, which was set in 2022. So that's a record in its own right there. If I could be wrong, but I believe I'm right. If I am wrong, please comment in the comment section below. Let me know what you think about what I just stated at the most 30 points put in one season. That's the Eagles did 5. They got 5 or 6 games this year. They had 28 points or more. 5 or 6 games. Last in 22, when they had I think it was 10 games, they put up with 30 or more points or 20 points or more. I think the Eagles had 8 or 9 games in 22 or 10 games in 22 with the most 28 points scored in a game, in a season. So I'm hoping that is the case, but we'll see later on in the coming weeks. Oh, and here's the other thing I want to talk about too. The Eagles have suffered a multitude of injuries in yesterday's game against the Rams. The biggest one of them all is BG, who has a torn triceps. His season is completely over with now. Then Darius Slay went out with a concussion, and he's already was dealing with a hip injury in the game that he's been dealing with all year long. So the concussion that he suffered, he'll be more likely to miss the next 2 games, which will be Baltimore and Pittsburgh. He more likely to miss those 2 games. And it depends on how severe the concussion is with him. But I can tell you this here. He needs the rest more likely, you know what I'm saying, because we're going to need him for the long run. I'm just glad the injury wasn't serious, where it's season injury like BG. Because he's going to be needed. And with the concussion, it'll get his brain enough to heal, and it'll give his hip enough to heal to come back after the Pittsburgh game, because he's going to be needed. If they don't, I'll put it this way: if the Eagles beat Pittsburgh and Baltimore in these next 2 games, Slay ain't going to get a whole lot of rest. I can tell you that right now. Him, Quinn Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, all these guys are going to get rest against the Giants and the Dallas Cowboys. So we see how that goes. Because if they beat Baltimore and they beat Pittsburgh, that should secure the Eagles either a number 1 seed or number 2 seed, depending on Detroit. Depending on Detroit, who only team with 1 loss. Everybody got more losses than them. So that sets up that part. But overall, like I said, the injuries, BG, I wish him the best. I hope he comes back. I will be praying for him. And Darius Slay, Get your rest. And the rest of the other guys, all y'all guys, get y'all rest, man. Finish the interview on a high note. You guys enjoy Monday morning. We got this game 37-20. 17-point game with your two scores. We got it, y'all. We're in the driver's seat now, moving forward, and I am out of here. Again, do not pay attention to what's on my head. Focus on this here, baby. Focus on this. Focus on that. And we are out of here. Peace.